Hello, my name is Darren Thomas, and I am the Director of Educational Research Techniques. In this particular video, we're going to be looking at the not, and also the between functions in SQL. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm already here inside SQL. I'm using dbeaver. And so what we're learning about is the not function first. So the not function is where you want to include everything except whatever is in the not function, if you will. This doesn't make sense unless you see it. So let me go ahead and type something up for you. I'm using the NBA salary.sqlite data. It's available on Kaggle. And so I'm going to put in select and put an asterisk. That means I want all the rows, or excuse me, all the columns, or all the variables, if you will, inside that from, I always forget to capitalize, season stats, like so. That's the name of the database. And then we're going to put where. Where is like a filter function, if you will. And then our variable is going to be position. So what we want to do is we want to find all the basketball players who are not point guards or who also are not centers. That's what we're doing here. So I type in the column POS, which stands for position. You can see that. And I put not. That means don't include these people in. That's my not in. What am I looking for specifically? And then I put here in single quotes, I put PG for point guard. That's what this database uses for point guard, comma, C, like so. Now, when I press Control Enter, if you look at the position function right here, you can see there's nobody who's a point guard or a center. If you go all the way down and keep looking, there's nobody there at all that meets this criteria. That's how it was sorted. And so that's what we were able to limit. We removed all the point guards and all the centers from the database. Now, of course, you can also do this for numerical data. So what I'm going to do to save time is I'm going to change position POS to year. That's the variable year, the column year, not in, and then I'm going to put the year 1950. So I want to exclude all basketball players who played in 1950. If I press Control Enter, you can see right here, if I go all the way back up to the top for you, if you can see that really close, you can see right there that there's nobody from 1950. There used to be. And to prove that to you, I will just go back and change this to include not 1955, for example. And now you can see the people from 1950 are there, but then people from 1955 will not be there. Now, you can also use this with the like function. Like is like when you're not exactly sure what you want, but you have a general idea. And so this time we're going to, again, just work on this third line here. We're going to type in the variable or the column player. That's what we're going to put, not, and then we're going to change into like, because that's what we're using. And we're going to use it nobody with the name that starts with A. So that's what we're going to do. Single quotes, A, and then of course a percentage sign. And we need to order this so we can see it. So order by, and we're going to order by player. Let's see here, order by player. Okay, looks good. Now I press Control Enter. And now you can see, if you can look at the player column right here real close, you can see that it starts with BJ Armstrong. So there are no players in this data set whose names, our database, whose name starts with a B right now in this particular table. And so that's how we're able to remove all of those if we really wanted to. Now, the next function that we're going to look at here is called the AND function. And is just like when you have multiple conditions that you want to include in your query, as an example. So I'm going to leave most of this the same. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add this and here. Whoops, excuse me. Like so. And I'm going to put in player like, use a like function again. And this time we're going to do single quotes. I'm going to put the percentage signs first and then A. So what's happening here in line 3 is the following. I want to remove all players whose name starts with an A and all players whose name ends with an A. Those are all the people I want to exclude. Okay? Because remember, I still have my not function here. I'll run it again without the not function in a second. So I press Control and you can see I get an error. So I need to remove this not function. All right. Now, what we have in this particular query is every player whose name starts with an A and every player whose name ends with an A. That's what we have here. And so if you look closely, Alex, A, Garcia, A. Andre Iguodala, he's a little bit more famous, still playing. You can see his first name starts with an A, and his last name ends with an A. And then you got Spolestra, okay, Art, so starts with an A, ends with an A. So that's how that works. So I should not have put the not function there. That was not quite clear. All right, now what we're going to do next is we're going to learn about one more function, and that is the between function. And so we use the between function when we want to look for something that meets the criteria between two ranges. And so the ranges that we're going to use are going to be age. We're going to look for everybody who was between the ages of 18 and 19. So let me do some modifications here. So we're going to go by age, where age, and we're going to put between. So we're going to put it between 18 and 19. And we're going to order by age, not player. So this will give me all the 18 and 19-year-olds, as you can see. And when we do that, if you look at this column right here, you can see right here we have a handful of 18-year-olds. Bill Willoughby, of course, I think we all know who Kobe Bryant is, Jermaine O'Neal. And then we go down to the 19-year-olds, Lowell Dang, Dwight Howard, etc. These are all these different players here. And so you can see that there's lots of different ways that we can query and find the information that we're looking for when we want to explore things inside SQL. All right, so now if you put the not command there, I exclude everybody who's between 18 and 19. I can make this larger. So we can say 18 to, say, for example, 35. And so now we have just older players age 36 and above, pretty much. Not a lot of those in the NBA, obviously. And so that's how this works. So in this particular video, we learned about several important functions that you may need to use in your experience with SQL. We learned about the not function, which allows you to exclude things that you don't want to include in your query. We also learned about the and function, which allows you to have multiple conditions that you want to check as you are trying to extract your data. And we also learned about the between function, which allows you, I guess you can call them commands, between command or between function, where you are also able to look for data that fits within a certain range. So my name is Darren Thomas. I am the Director of Educational Research Techniques. Thank you for watching, and take care.